Hi, this is an explanation for week 12. This week's topic is biography and informational text. So this week you will complete the author study in the author study wiki. You'll conduct your last virtual discussion and write your last reader's response blog number 8, which is on informational text, Common Core exemplar. And if you've not invited me to be a part of your virtual discussion, please send me an invite this week and I will try really hard to get on it. Discuss your experiences with biographies in a small group. Read articles to determine what makes a good nonfiction book. And choose an activity from a list of activities about biographies, or nonfiction, or both of those. So let's click on week 12, the folder. First, you will find the author study wiki with the new author study in for week 12. And you can work on that and post all of your responses in the comments section under the posting of that video. This is a reminder to have your last virtual discussion, which is on biography or informational text. And don't forget to write your last reader's response blog. I will begin grading those blogs very shortly. And if I have not sat in on your discussion, please invite me this week. One activity you will work on in our topic of biographies is to share some memories of biography reading from your childhood. And you're going to post this in your week 12 group wiki with your other group members. Now, this is a discussion. So whoever writes first should check back to read what other people write and comment, and everyone should comment on each other's postings. Not in the comment section, but on the wiki page. Some questions you might answer would be, whose biographies did you read or hear as a child? Often mentioned are Christopher Columbus, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Helen Keller. Why did you read those biographies? Were they assigned to you? Were you interested in them? What do you remember about your feelings about the subject of the biography? Now I want you to brainstorm and list the names of famous individuals you'd like to know more about today. Use this list to search for children's and adolescent biographies written about those individuals, so you're going to post that information too. Are famous women and minorities on your list? Are biographies of these people available for children? You need to post all of your responses in the week 12 group wiki. And you can get to that wiki right here. When you click on that, you will see who is in your group. Under our nonfiction topic this week, you're to locate and read the following articles from the Hornbook magazine. What makes a good science book? What makes a good dinosaur book beyond Barney? And I think that article really starts beyond Barney. And More Than the Facts, reviewing science books. Now, each of these articles brings up interesting points about evaluating nonfiction science books. I want you to reflect on how the points in these articles complement or contrast both each other and the suggestions for evaluating nonfiction in Chapter 10. Post your reflection in the week 12 Dropbox. Now, I did not link these articles because I'm having difficulty linking articles from the library to Blackboard, but here's an explanation that shows how you can find these articles using the databases in the library. Last but not least, your last activity is either in biography or in nonfiction, or it can be in both. And what do I mean by that? It's your choice. But after reading chapters 9 and 10, you're going to select one of the following, one of them, and post your work in week 12 Dropbox. You can highlight both chapters, 9 and 10, listing 5 takeaways from each chapter. I like to use the word takeaways. Takeaways are important pieces of information you have learned from the chapter. It's like highlighting the chapter, but this is information that you personally felt important and would like to take away. So you would create 5 takeaways from chapter 9, 5 takeaways from Chapter 10, write it in a Word document, and post it in the Week 12 Dropbox. If you would rather, you could, using a biography, a book about a famous person, evaluate the biography using the criteria from Figure 9.1, which is on page 283 in our textbook, and then compare the biography to another biography about the same individual as stated in Teaching Idea 9.1 on page 285. So basically you would have 2 books about the same person, and you would go ahead and evaluate the books and then compare the 2 books. A third idea for an activity this week is using Teaching Idea 10.2 on page 309. Write a script using the thoughts from this teaching idea to share a nonfiction book to a class. There is a particular way to share nonfiction books. This idea explains that way. This is not a lesson plan. You do not need to create a lesson plan. You just write a script, what a teacher would say of the important parts about how the book is designed to have students interested in nonfiction books. Last but not least, if all those 3 ideas are not to your liking, you could try this one. Using Teaching Idea 10.3, which is on page 313, you're going to create a glossary. Now that this idea talks about an ABC book, that would be very extensive activity to do. You're welcome to do it if you want, but I'm just asking you to create a glossary, that would be in alphabetical order of course, of a nonfiction topic of your interest. Please make sure you've incorporated most of the alphabet. You don't have to include every single letter, but most of them as you put these terms or vocabulary into your glossary. So you are to pick one of those 4 activities, but of course, if you do more than one, I will give you extra credit. Those activities and the biography and nonfiction activity that's up here previously will all be posted in the Week 12 Dropbox. That takes care of the activities you will complete this week in Week 12. As always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. And I will, as always, see you online.